Since the dawn of humanity, the yearning to transcend the limitations of the physical body has been a persistent theme in our collective psyche. Dreams of flight, of defying gravity, and rising into the unknown have been constant in myths and stories across all cultures. But what truly hinders us from achieving these desires? The answer seems to lie less in physical barriers and more in deeply ingrained beliefs that certain things are impossible. When we are told that something cannot be done, our minds shape this belief into an absolute truth, erecting barriers as tangible as walls of concrete. Overcoming these internal limitations is the true challenge. The act of flying, whether literal or metaphorical, symbolizes the liberation of the mind from its shackles. The impossible is a mental construct, and by challenging this notion, we unlock doors to a new understanding of what we are capable of. The aspiration to fly becomes a symbol of human potential, a call to boldness and the rejection of the limitations we impose on ourselves and that society imposes on us. To declare, "I can fly," is an act of rebellion against the belief in the impossible. Consciousness is not merely a byproduct of brain activity. It is the very foundation upon which reality is constructed. Every thought, every emotion we nurture shapes the world around us in subtle and not-so-subtle ways. Imagine your mind as a lens through which reality is filtered. If that lens is clouded with fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs, the world will appear oppressive, filled with insurmountable barriers. Thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They possess weight, creating a gravity that attracts circumstances, experiences, and corresponding realities. Our emotions, in turn, act as powerful magnets, shaping the fabric of our existence. Joy, fear, sorrow, these are not transient feelings. They are the architects of our world. Understanding this is the first step in altering reality. By adjusting our thoughts and emotions, we can quite literally transform the environment around us. Beyond our individual beliefs, we are also profoundly influenced by what might be called the collective density, the widely accepted beliefs and values of society. These collective beliefs are like invisible chains that anchor us to a certain level of experience. Many of us accept these norms without question, living according to the limitations imposed by a collective consciousness that does not always reflect our true potential. Challenging this collective density requires a process of introspection and self-awareness. We must learn to identify the beliefs that no longer serve us, that confine us, and gradually replace them with new paradigms that foster growth and expansion. This can be uncomfortable, as it goes against the current, but it is a necessary step for those who seek to break free from limitations and explore the true freedom of consciousness. On the path to liberation from collective density, there is a critical choice: perception over judgment. Judgment, with its rigid and immediate definitions, creates barriers that prevent us from seeing beyond first impressions. It closes doors, whereas perception, on the other hand, keeps the mind open, curious, always ready to explore new possibilities. Perception frees us from the need to define the world instantly. Rather than labeling a situation as good or bad, right or wrong, we choose simply to observe, allowing new information and insights to enter our consciousness. This practice creates space for transformation, as it permits reality to shift as our understanding of it expands. In a world dominated by the relentless pursuit of material gain, choosing love as a guiding principle is an act of spiritual subversion. Love, here, is not merely a feeling. It is a state of consciousness that recognizes the interconnectedness of all things. It reminds us that the true value of life is not in what we can physically accumulate, but in the connections we form and the experiences we share. To truly love means to perceive others as part of oneself, as extensions of one's own essence. Prioritizing love over materialism transforms our interaction with the world, allowing us to seek depth and meaning rather than mere acquisition. The soul, unlike material goods, cannot be measured or contained. It expands through love. If gravity is the force that keeps us anchored to the physical world, levity and negentropy are the principles that lift us up. Levity is not merely the absence of physical weight, it is the lightness of being, a state of inner freedom that allows us to transcend the limitations of body and mind. Negentropy, in turn, is the force that combats chaos, bringing order and renewal to existence. These subtle forces are always present, available to those who choose to attune themselves to them. By allowing levity and negentropy to operate in our lives, we pave the way for continuous growth and renewal, as though we are constantly elevating our consciousness to new heights. The Earth, in all its complexity and beauty, emits a constant sound, a vibration that resonates through all living things. This sound of the Earth cannot be heard by ordinary ears, but by the soul that is in tune with the rhythm of life. Listening to this sound requires deep listening, a state of presence that transcends the distractions of daily life. When we attune ourselves to this primordial vibration, we begin to access a wisdom that is beyond the rational mind. The sound of the Earth reminds us of our connection to everything around us and our responsibility to live in harmony with the natural world. Unconditional love has the power to activate parts of us that have remained dormant for generations. Scientists have spoken of junk DNA, but what has been discovered is that this DNA contains vast potential waiting to be unlocked. Unconditional love acts as the key to unlocking these hidden codes within us. When we radiate unconditional love, not only for others but also for ourselves, we initiate a deep healing process that reverberates through our bodies and minds. This love transforms the energetic field around us, creating harmony and fostering the blossoming of our latent capacities. The number 9 holds profound symbolism in various spiritual traditions. It represents completeness, enlightenment, and ascension. In the context of the awakening of consciousness, the number 9 symbolizes the holistic integration of all aspects of our being: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, through the power of unconditional love. This integration elevates us beyond the limitations imposed by restrictive beliefs, placing us on the path to the full realization of our human potential. The number 9 invites us to complete the cycle of growth and ascend to a new level of existence. To reach true ascension, unconditional love must be cultivated actively and deliberately. The practice begins within, with the recognition of one's capacity to generate and radiate love without expectation or condition. Visualize a radiant sun in the center of your heart, emanating warmth and light, not only to those you love, but to all beings. This daily practice transforms the way you perceive the world and how you relate to it, dissolving layers of judgment and separation. Unconditional love acts as a magnetic field that attracts positive energies while dissolving the emotional and mental barriers that separate us from one another. In cultivating it, you not only transform your personal interactions, but also open doors to a profound spiritual connection that transcends the ego and its superficial needs. Ascension and flight are not merely skills to be acquired, they are gifts that carry great responsibility. Pure intention is the guide that keeps your path aligned with the greater good. When your intentions are motivated by selfishness or the pursuit of power, the risk of straying from your true purpose increases. Maintaining pure intention requires constant vigilance. Ask yourself, why am I seeking this ability? What will I use it for? If the answer aligns with compassion, service to others, and the elevation of consciousness, you are on the right path. Otherwise, there is a risk of falling into the trap of pride, which can limit your spiritual progress. The myth of Icarus serves as an ageless reminder of the dangers of losing oneself to excessive ambition and pride. In his excitement to fly, Icarus ignored the warnings of his father, Daedalus, and flew too high, too close to the sun. The wax that held his wings together melted, and he plummeted in his reckless pursuit of knowledge and power. This story stands as a powerful metaphor for those who seek to ascend without regard for the ethical and moral boundaries of their actions. The pursuit of knowledge and freedom must always be balanced with humility and respect for the greater principles of existence. Otherwise, the flight that should elevate the spirit may end in a sudden and painful fall. Between night and dawn lies a window of time known as Brahma Muhurta, regarded as sacred in many spiritual traditions. This mystical hour, approximately 90 minutes before sunrise, is considered the ideal time for meditation, prayer, and other spiritual practices. The energy that permeates the atmosphere during this period is particularly conducive to introspection and divine connection. Awakening during Brahma Muhurta requires discipline, but the rewards are profound. It is a time when the mind is clearer, free from the distractions and pressures of the day, and the body, still at rest, allows for a deeper connection with the soul. By adopting a regular practice during this hour, you tune into the frequency of the universe, allowing for a spiritual elevation that is not possible at other times of the day. Within the realm of dreams lies an extraordinary phenomenon known as lucid dreaming, where the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming and can control their movements and actions. This ability grants an unprecedented freedom within the dreamscape, enabling experiences that defy the limitations of the physical world. Astral travel, or the projection of consciousness outside the physical body, extends this exploration beyond the dream. During astral projection, the spirit can explore dimensions normally beyond our perception. Both lucid dreams and astral travel are practices that expand the boundaries of the mind and soul, providing valuable insights into the nature of reality and human potential. One of the keys to enriching these dream and astral experiences is sensory integration. In the dream world, you can experience an amplified version of reality, where all senses are heightened. Rather than just seeing and hearing, you can touch, smell, and even taste the environment around you with startling clarity. By fully integrating your senses, you transform the dream experience into something incredibly vivid and meaningful. Practices such as visualization and sensory attention training during the waking state can enhance your abilities in lucid dreaming and astral travel. By paying closer attention to your senses in the waking world, you condition your mind to do the same in the dream world, creating a cycle of continuous improvement. Just as in the dream world, integrating the senses in waking life can expand your perception and creativity. Most of us live relatively inattentive to the sensory details around us. However, when you train your mind to fully attend to the sounds, smells, textures, and even tastes of the world, your capacity for perception expands significantly. This practice not only enriches your experience of life, but also awakens new creative possibilities. Artists, musicians, and innovators often speak of moments of sensory inspiration, where a seemingly mundane detail sparks a new idea. Learning to fully integrate the senses is, therefore, a powerful way to enrich both your inner and outer worlds. Ultimately, true ascension is achieved when we integrate all aspects of our consciousness, our thoughts, emotions, and sensory perceptions, into a harmonious flow. As we expand our consciousness to include more than the usual, we begin to experience life in a more complete and profound way. This integration allows us to live with greater presence and clarity, perceiving subtle connections between events and experiences that previously went unnoticed. By expanding consciousness through spiritual practice and sensory awareness, we are paving the way for a more enlightened and meaningful existence. As you progress in your journey of self-discovery and ascension, it is essential to remain humble. Humility does not mean diminishing oneself. It means recognizing that the spiritual path is a continuous process and that there is always more to learn. True wisdom arises when we admit that we do not know everything and that the ego has no place in the pursuit of universal truth. Humility keeps us grounded, preventing the power and knowledge we acquire from leading us astray or into selfish behavior. By maintaining a humble heart, we can continue to learn, grow, and connect with others in a genuine way. The skills you develop along your spiritual journey, such as the ability to fly or expand consciousness, are not solely for personal benefit. They come with the responsibility to contribute to the greater good. By using these abilities to help others and improve the world around you, you honor the highest purpose of your journey. This approach ensures that your power is used in a manner aligned with the principles of compassion and interconnectedness, promoting harmony and balance both in your personal life and in the world at large. Now that you understand the power of consciousness and the importance of maintaining pure intention and unconditional love in your journey, share your experiences with us. Leave a comment below describing how these practices are shaping your life. Together, we can create a community of mutual support and growth. We thank you for being part of our community and hope that this content has deeply resonated with you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming content on consciousness, ascension, and personal transformation.